Please feel free to ask questions as we go along.
How does the new product work, Jessica?
Good question. Who hates the sight of blood? Wow, it's not often meetings come to a consensus so quickly. Now, imagine you have to prick your finger several times a day just to check your blood sugar levels. With the diab sensor, you don't have to. It's a real breakthrough.
Sorry, Jessica. When you say blood sugar, do you mean glucose?
Yes, that's right.
And how does it work?
It analyzes the patient's glucose level. A sensor collects the data through a patch on the skin and then sends it to a remote monitor. Basically, it's a reliable and pain-free way to manage diabetes. Does anyone have any other questions?
How big is it?
Small. It fits in the palm of your hand, weighs about 35 grams. I actually have a prototype handy. Would anyone like to see it?
And the assembly process, I understand it's made in China?
The components come from China, yes, but we assemble the product at our plant here in Manchester. Just across there, in fact.
Sorry, Jessica, if I could
Why
just...
don't you assemble the product in China? Isn't it cheaper?
Beata, I like your enthusiasm, but maybe someone else has a question? Please, yes, go ahead.
What was the reaction to the product?
Very good. Please feel free to ask questions as we go along.
What can you tell us about the product? Sounds very innovative.
Good question, and it is very innovative. But here's a quick question for you first. Who hates the sight of blood? I bet we're all scared of spiders too. Anyway, imagine you hate the sight of blood, but you have to prick your finger several times a day just to check your blood sugar levels. Yes?
Sorry to interrupt, Jessica.
That's okay. Please go ahead.
When you say blood sugar, do you mean glucose?
Glucose, exactly. Yes.
Ah, good. Thanks. I was wondering about that too.
So as I was saying, no more pricking of fingers. The diab sensor uses a sensor to read the patient's glucose level. It collects the data through a patch on the skin and then sends it to a remote monitor. Basically, it's a reliable and pain-free way to manage diabetes.
How big is it?
Small, handheld. It weighs about 35 grams. How about I pass round a prototype for you to have a look?
Excuse me, Jessica, can I just ask? I understand the components are made in China, is that right?
Yes, they are made in China, but we assemble the product here in our Manchester plant, just across there, in fact. Any more questions?
Yes, I'd like...
Yes, please. Go ahead, Ed.
Thanks. What was the reaction to the product?
Very positive, actually. There are several articles in medical journals. I can send you some links.
That would be great, thanks.
So, no more questions? All right then. My assistant Carol will be here soon and she'll take you to meet the production team.